Good morning, my friends. How's everybody? Having a good day so far? In my area, it is not particularly nice. Drizzly, wet morning, fairly cold. Well, as said, they warned us on this cold wave coming. And in fact, I didn't expect that much rain today, but yesterday it got very, very cold at night as we approached the sunset. So I thought perhaps we will get some snow as well, but didn't happen. Literally very, very drizzly, miserable, a bit like, autumnal weather. Very, very big contrast the last few days, which were bright, beautiful, sunny. Ideal for everyone who wakes up early. You just have this beautiful, clear skies and just really everything looks bright and positive as soon as you wake up. But today it is a bit like being in a cave, so we are back to our Destiny worlds, we are back to the grinds. As you know, what I'm doing is I'm working on my characters in order to get the best weapons, to progress forward. I've had a bit of a strange day yesterday. I had a lengthy session of the Crucible. And overall, I'm not that keen on PvP in Destiny, have to say, and maybe my experience of it is hampered by my poor internet connection, or I should say my very fast broadband with a very, very poor upload, and it is really hampering my effort in there. The enemies can see me before I can see them, and also I have a lag through which they can shoot me from any position. And that's really obviously not satisfactory. And if you do it as a one-off for half an hour, it's all good, it's just entertaining. But when you do it on a longer stretch, and that is what I've done for 3 days in a row, it becomes rather tiring and perhaps to a degree frustrating. Even if you're not a competitive player, but still, you can see the pitfalls of it, and therefore you get affected by it, so it's no fun. And also I have this arduous task, which is to neutralize 25 guardians by my sword, and at the end of the day that is quite difficult in any circumstances, and doing it under this sort of duress is almost next to impossible, and I'm not really happy with the way I'm progressing there. So we are going to have a break from the Crucible. We are not going to be doing it today. We'll look at some other activities which are kind of community friendly and enjoyable. And also I have to say, yesterday I had a serious incident here in my live chat forum, and I figured out later as to why that happened. I've had a troll who was sending me lots of messages on whispers, which I didn't really notice initially, and it was a bot, and that troll was then connecting my portal, my channel, to some teenage or channels or some forums where there were lots of children out there. So we had a group of about 10 of them coming in instantly and saying some very offensive things and being very, very discriminatory and being really utmost stupidity. So all of them are immediately banned and blocked by moderators, reported to Twitch, and some further investigation will take place as to why this troll was coming to my channel. And this was infuriating because I've not had that sort of experience at all on the channel in 6 months of its existence, and that was truly unacceptable. In fact, when I was doing Crucible, this did divert me from it for quite a while, because the moderator was emailing me the details of those individuals, and I had to take action through Twitch, and it was just one of those experiences that I do not want to have here, because they are really destructive and they also affect the viewers and the community. But the only obviously good thing about it is that they were neutralized immediately as soon as they started writing those really unpleasant messages. They were not directed at me, they were just like something that one should not have on any channel, and that itself was really giving a bit of sort of sour grapes taste. And I was reminded of what I think Captain Jack said a little while back, and a few of other veterans, that you get people in the Crucible who will be like this, but I just want to stress that they didn't come from the Crucible. They were being brought in from elsewhere by the troll, and the troll had sent messages directly to me through whispers out of the blue, and you could really tell it was a bot doing all kinds of destructive things in there, indicating that they will be drafting 1 billion viewers to my channel, and that kind of nonsense. So all that has been dealt with and resolved. But just I apologize once again for all the interferences yesterday, because nobody expected this. It was literally halfway through the match, and some other people who watched got upset about this, and I got some messages saying, you know, the only trouble I have is because obviously I do it on PlayStation 4, my broadcast. Once I block and ban people on my Twitch chat, then all of the content is immediately erased. You know, it disappears from the chat, cannot be accessed, cannot be seen. If you were like scrolling down the chat messages, you couldn't see anything. But as the broadcasts are recorded, and they're recorded with a lag, the lag is about 45 seconds, and then there's no way through which I can delete that on the actual recording. So if you have such messages on display there, then obviously I'll try to move them on by writing something in myself. But I apologize for those people who will be then watching things on replay, because these messages simply cannot be deleted or erased from the actual recording, because the recording is of whatever was happening there and then, and does not have any means of you know, going back and then deleting. Similar to when you watch something on TV, where, you know, live coverage, when things go wrong, I mean, you can obviously immediately block it. But the benefit of being on obviously a TV channel is that you can re-edit before offering it as playback, whilst I guess you can do that as well here. You can cut out the section, but because my broadcasts are so lengthy and I broadcast every day, I really, you know, don't have the time to be doing all of this. Indeed, if there was something of very, very serious concern, then the entire broadcast would not be you know, published, but just deleted, in order to prevent any kind of or make private, in fact, so nobody else can access it. But I'll still have it on the record for the authorities to investigate. As you know, in the UK, we take trolling very seriously. We have very strict laws that are guiding basically what people can and cannot do, and also that particularly concerns any form of bullying, and the awareness on that and a particular kind of terrorism which is happening amongst younger people. Well, it's not the right word, particular kind of menace which is happening amongst younger people when they're targeting one individual and coming up with, you know, defamatory and negative comments, and provide emotional, psychological pressure which then affects the individual. We do take that very, very seriously here in the UK, and there are both laws and measures in place to deal with this. There have been people both arrested and prosecuted for doing so, and you know, so I have a mechanism in place through which such people can be investigated, and indeed, if they are based in Britain, then, you know, they will obviously experience some degree of discomfort at least, or indeed prosecution and punishment, depending on the nature of the content. If the content comes in certain sections of the law where something which is banned is said or displayed, then indeed there is going to be a prosecution. So I'll leave this to my barrister and to my legal firms and to Twitch and all the other guys, but I do what's necessary. I do it by the book and make sure that all of our viewers and contributors, all of whom are family friendly, attentive, polite and civilized, are spared of that kind of nonsense. Unfortunately, when we get it, we have to deal with it, and therefore the culprits are you know, they're reprimanded and chased by those external agencies. Right, so let's think about today and what we will do. I was going to be still doing Crucible, and I think I said that in some of my postings, but that is not going to be happening, because I've had it really with internet speed, as I said, and I'm just not getting anywhere. For PvP, and particularly for something which is as focused as this Dark Drinker's Quest, I need to be able to do it on a different rig in order to complete. And when on a different rig, I'll be obviously, you know, completely different in terms of my gameplay. So I think several people who played together with me said, well, you could see that you've got that tiny little red bar whilst everyone is like full green, and you know, it could be used for training purposes or for you know, pure entertainment for a very, very short period of time, but you're not going to get anywhere with that degree of lag. And I always say to everybody entering the PvP arena, make sure that your system, your setup is properly tested because if you are on the internet that is not giving you the best possible upload speed, the guys that have it will have massive advantage, and also the guys who are on the fastest servers. But if you've got everything the other way, i.e. south, which means you have poor ping and you are connected to a poor server, that's the game server, and then in addition to that you have very poor quality upload, which is very low, well, there you are in for a lot of trouble. So remember that if you are one of those competitive gamers, sometimes things could go seriously wrong and you can feel that your skill is dropping, when in fact it has not been affected by anything else at all but the technical issues. Okay, so let's think. We have to do our warlock today, and we'll try to really polish off some of his quests. Yesterday we were looking at the end, which was quite short, through some of the missions where 3 champions had to be neutralized. I don't think I've done that on my warlock, and we are going to do that today. So let's just stand by for a moment and then we'll proceed. First thing we'll do is we'll go and collect some bounties.
Checking now.
Target unclaimed. Yes, Guardian. Checking. Acknowledged. Updating schedules. Thank you, Guardian.
So this is all in order. Oops, I really love my outfit. I really think this is the best one I've had on the warlock.
Checking right now.
Just coming back to what I was saying earlier. Everyone should join my blog. It is called Gaming Dialogue, and my blog started last week. Presently I'm working on a very large article, very lengthy one, called Destiny Bungie Masterpiece, which could be also called The History of Destiny. So I'll work on it today. I think it will be finished by tonight, and then I'll post it, I publish it, and then it will be on my Twitter also and elsewhere. So I'd invite everybody to have a look and get a bit more knowledgeable on the trivia and all the bits and pieces related to Destiny. All the questions such as who was the first person who conceived the idea, who worked on the concept art, when did the project start, and you know, all the other questions which are Destiny related are going to be answered in there. It's very lengthy, it compiles several other articles and resources. It's well illustrated. It also has a video library at the end. Video library is a selection of video documentary on Destiny development, so that is going to be very interesting to lots of different people, and I definitely advise you to have a look. The links will be posted here and on Twitter, so you'll be able to access with these. So watch this space for the history of Destiny, a lengthy article produced, written and compiled by myself on my blog called Gaming Dialogue. So we are now going to go back to orbit and we'll go to Cosmodrome. There are 3 champions in there. We need to neutralize all 3 of them. Each one will spring up in a different area, I think. If you're asking yourselves, what is it going to be doing today? The answer is I'll work on my Warlock, and I'll be trying to do everything in order to upgrade him to the top level. On my Warlock we may do some Seal of Heroic strikes, we might do a Nightfall strike later on as well. So all of that is going to be very exciting and very entertaining. I know people like watching Crucible, but I feel, you know, doing it on this particular setup is a bit like, I can't even compare it to anything else. It just seems futile. Alright.
I'm receiving reports of fallen snipers in proximity to the patrol beacons. Stay alert, Guardian.
So what we need to do is we need to go to the areas where the taken champions are going to be respawning. And that is going to be, yeah, Cosmodrome. We're not going to be bothered with the enemies in a way there, because we have this clear task, and that is going to be our priority. Before I engage the enemy, what we'll do is I'll go to the inventory, and then I will be activating Black Wax Idol, and also some ether seeds. And there we are. My Guardian is equipped with the best weapons. Got some of the best weapons. And as you can see there, 2 other guys coming in. I think they're probably doing it in co-op. They're joining us here. So that's useful because they'll help us with those champions once they respawn. Look forward to that. Yep. Indeed, I'm going the right way. Where do we go? Inside here. have a different super. Let's see. Another bomb. Vortex. Shatter. Lance. Yeah, it is different to my hunter. There we are, carrying on. Close to our destination already. And there we are. Just have to get some Sparrow and get up there. Missed it. They should have been gone. No chest here today. What on the spin metal? Definitely should be here. Ah, indeed it was. It was. We collected it. There is also another thing that I will be able to do here, and that is, let's see, Jasper shell. I need helium, 1, 2, 3, 15 of helium. Okay, we'll do that a bit later. And at the moment I just have to focus on these champions. And the weapons I have are equipped. Sniper rifle. Yeah. Yeah, it's not too bad. Devil's Dawn's, I guess, a bit better, but cannot confirm over that one. I think that's the best one on my super. And that would be Nova Bomb and Vortex Shatter, and then Lance. Try Lance, try each one of those just to see if they are like whether their abilities are as formidable as we would expect them to be. We are just dealing with his enemies before they can respawn, and then we'll be after the champions. Getting used to my Warlock after playing Hunter already for a long while, and then Titan as well. And I guess the way to get some more flexibility is purely by changing characters.
Look out!
Okay, we've got to go for that war set. War set is going to be happening here.
Hang on, we might have a problem.
What I do need here is a different weapon for... let's see. Fusion rifle.
Well, if you say so.
A bit silly because the Taken already began respawning in there. Same moment when we are doing the war set. Why was I so long in the air?
give up.
This spawning is so far from the water.
Stay focused.
The big one.
Time's running out. Good work. We'll get them all next time.
Didn't get him. Unfortunately, there wasn't anybody else in here, just myself. It'd be better if we were like 3 or 4 doing it. Much easier. Yeah, where was he? Why wasn't he there? With the chest. I don't see it really. Why is he not gone? I need to take a short break. I'll be back in 5 minutes and then we'll carry on. So just bear with us and I'll be back in 5 minutes. There we are, my friends, I'm back. And we are going to be continuing with our quest here to destroy those 3 champions. Solar resonance. Solar grenades have a chance to generate an orb when killing a minion of the darkness. Okay. 1 engram in there. Everything else is in order, so we'll go back to Cosmodrome. We had Captain Jack here yesterday, and he said if I thought these were, you know, very long grinds, then I should just come to Destiny 2 and experience all the niceties in there. And I said, well, at the moment, I'd rather not, because I'm doing some very lengthy grinds in here. And, you know, in a little while, I'd say. Our Destiny 2 streams have to resume as well. I had 1 stream last week, and I'll try to squeeze in 1 today. So I really, we'll have to see. It's interesting that in our community we all think about our Destiny world. And Destiny world comprises Destiny 1, Destiny 2, all the seasons and everything. But amongst the gamers there is a great division, because lots of people think and find, well, how
a
do you?
rusting monument to the collapse. Someday we'll reclaim this place, right?
Lots of people hold the view that that Destiny 1 is a much superior game. So, you know, the community remains divisive. We even had several community members last week coming in and saying we are not playing Destiny 2 because we really don't like it. Well, I think that view is based on, I guess, the experience of the difference which was introduced, you know, from the inventory through the Rector and all other things. And some people did not really embrace it, find it really to be not good, or not for the liking, I should say. You know, I really like Destiny 2 as well. I've not tried the seasons yet, but from what I could gather, the seasons are raising the bar for Destiny. And if you remember, Destiny 1 also had some problems initially, but then once the Taken King DLC was introduced, everything changed, and Destiny turned out to be, well, just the way we wanted it to be. Glitch shouldn't happen. Should be just good traveling without any difficulty there. He's still there. Why was he there? Just remember to pop in my inventory. Seeds and wax. Scientists I do have. Two have been completed already. Alright. Didn't get the notification, you know? They were completed, but there was no pop-up saying you completed your bounty. And indeed, on my arrival, I'm having already that war set. And that's good. What I do need to do is I need to pop in my heavy, because I want my sword to be ready for, you know, everything.
Let's do this. I got your back.
Already started it.
Well, we got most of them. Good work.
What happened? Maybe the war sack was there already for a little while. Before I got here. Okay. Very quickly I need to go there because that's the champion. Where are the other guys? They need to really be attacking the other captains. They disappeared. Ah! And he was the one that told me. Alright, he'll come back again. But, we have to use my super together with it. What else? No choice. Where's my hot drink? There it is. And it is hot indeed. You know, it's been so good to go back to my old schedule, which has been my daily streams. I was getting very tired after a few weeks of those late night streams, and don't want to do them anymore. And obviously we may do some special late night streams if they're sort of tied in with a competition or a quest or community participation worldwide or something, but otherwise it makes a very, very big difference to the quality of my life to be as disciplined and during the regular hours. Lots of people who are broadcasting complained also about late night streams, and I think even more so, those people who are doing competitive Crucible style matches, PvP, Call of Duty, Battlefield, PUBG, and in the recent month, Apex. Because high adrenaline games really kind of keep you awake, and through the use of your optic nerve, they just make you very, very alert. And for younger gamers, people are really very fast. They become overly energized. Well, I can tell you in depth about sleep deprivation techniques in order to stimulate aggression and tactical and all this, but obviously this is neither the time and or space for me to provide you with such lectures. But I also observed, which is quite interesting from my research, the way the high adrenaline games work on my nervous system. And I did conduct some really serious studies in the recent months, and the best one of which was in fact Apex. It was very recent. I discovered that the way the in-game mechanics work, with the graphics, the colors and everything else, have a particular effect. And I was able, I simply strolled through 30 hours and 45 minutes of gameplay without feeling tired or without even realizing that there was, that time passing. And that tells you something. He just already stimulated my sense of awareness, so, very alert. Even after 30 hours and 45 minutes, I had some excuse me, soothing drinks, non-alcoholic obviously. It was I'll tell you what the drink was. Horlicks and Ovaltine with honey, and they have a slightly sort of sedating effect, and because they're milky drinks, they're mixed in with milk. And then I slept like a log. But I would not recommend to anyone to carry on with such, marathon sessions if you are indeed one of those battle royale gamers. It can be very seriously damaging to your EEG, as we call it. And that is the electromagnetic waves that you have within you. Could give you epilepsy, i.e. uncontrollable seizures. So, beware. And it does say, does it not, when you switch on your PlayStation, you remember that first blue screen you get? It says, if you are feeling drowsy or, whatever, discontinue. And beware of the effect, because it is well documented. But that obviously applies to everyone who would be literally playing non-stop without breaks, and took on many hours of screen engagement. And don't forget, the quality of the setup is also very important. If you're on a very high quality setup with top-notch screens, i.e. monitors or television sets, then the effect may not be as great. It's the screens that are cheap and with massive kind of illumination from the back, backlit screens. They have this massive effect. There's obviously some of that lag and delay which happens on the screen is not visible to the naked eye, but it does make a big difference. But best way of describing it is if you are, let's say, doing a game and then you feel after a little while that your eyes are kind of dry and itchy. Well, that's one of the signs. Anyway, just a few tips. I just think that hardcore gaming has to be always full of short breaks where you stretch, you walk around a bit, you drink, you eat, you do a few other things, and then, you know, everything's hunky-dory. Everything in moderation. That's the bottom line. And I can have lengthy streaming and broadcasting sessions, but always have lots of breaks. And, you know. Talking of which, I was getting a bit tired of those late night sessions. Because they change the entire perspective of your day, you know. So where is he? Where are the other guys? Oh wow. She's one of those champions, you know. Put in my heavy as well, I think. Oh, they arrived. The other guys need to be destroyed first. And the other guys are not doing it. Oh, don't really turn me away. This is so far. Won't be able to get him all by myself, I don't think. Come on, fire away. Yeah, I got him. I got the champion, so that's good. Mission complete, eh? Good, good. Happy about this. Let's carry on. Where is it? So we have Banner Forex is in another area. Divide, Skywatch and Rocket Yard. Okay. So that's Skywatch. Well, in fact, what we do is go back to order. And then we'll go in there because we need to go the other way. And that's the easiest and the fastest. One more champion and then that's complete. That feels good. I'm much happier than yesterday. I was very unhappy about the strolls. I was very unhappy about the internet connection, and you know, it just affects really the experience of both the broadcast and the gameplay. So you know, it was definitely the best time to bail and to engage some other activities. So let's see, we have more experience on the boots. Another perk unlocked. We need to collect some Wemspore and spin metal and helium in a moment, but we'll do the champion first and then we'll do the grinding. It helped that the other two guys were engaging the enemy because they were diverting the attention of that champion, and then I was able to hit him from behind with my sword. It definitely worked. And right, we are back to Cosmodrome now. For the last champion. 2 out of 3 completed. 1 more left. Looking very good. So in fact, I just remembered my new schedule has not been published on Twitter. So yeah, just bear with me. I need to publish. Need to publish my schedule. Just remembered it. It's not on this particular device. There we are. Community. The Sleeper Stairs quest, a very, very popular article so far. Thank you to everyone supporting it, sharing it, and indeed providing it. Streaming schedule, there we are. So we'll have it says my broadcasting schedule for this week. Join us in our open world adventure. Also rather than adventures. Okay, so we have join us in our open world adventure. Yeah, that's right. Let me just see very quickly. We have here Destiny. So Destiny. Bungie, and we have support small streamers. Weekly streaming schedule, and then we have DRBMiller in there as well. There we are, and we have PS4. What else do we have? Co-op. There we are, that should do. The schedule is now live for everyone to read on Twitter, and indeed I'm quite happy that people are now connecting through my blog as well as everything else, which includes Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, Facebook, YouTube. The hub is growing, and that is truly remarkable. I cannot believe how many people have joined us all together. It's just really astonishing, considering I started my channel as an experiment in addition to my other channels on music and film, and it's been obviously working beautifully. There we are. My broadcasting schedule for this week is published. It is on Twitter, so anyone interested, just access that, and we'll in fact publish it here in a moment. So we'll do that straight away. Just bear with us a second. There we are, there we are. For anyone interested, it's all there. And then let me think what was there still to publish. Well, nothing at the moment, I think. That's about it. So just coming back to my gaming dialogue blog. I activated it last week, and my gaming dialogue blog is basically my main social hub here for the channel. It's brand new, doesn't have a lot of content, but the content there is very valuable. There's one article on the Sleeper Stir quest, very lengthy, very well illustrated, and very much of interest to anyone who is approaching the advanced gameplay on Destiny 1 that is. And the next article, which will be I think published tonight, is called Destiny Bungie Masterpiece, and that is basically the history of Destiny article, everything Destiny related, all the facts, figures, trivia, illustrations, video documentaries, and everything is going to be there. So really a must for all of our Destiny veterans and community members. It will be a true joy to read, and also I'd like to invite my community members to come up with their suggestions and views. Perhaps you know something that I have not included in the article, and maybe you are in possession of some other trivia or interesting bits, and if so, then definitely send us those either through comments or directly by emailing, and I will be very, very glad to include them, because any article out there on my blog is a joint effort. I basically collate information through my research and get obviously information from my community members and put it all together, and it comes out as a very, very nice piece for everyone to read. And also high quality content and blogs draws a lot of attention from other communities, and then people come in and join us, and we have new friends. I think at the moment we're exhausting the number of regular viewers and gamers on Destiny. through the channel, because principally not many people are indeed doing it. We had quite a large number coming in at one stage before the introduction of Destiny 2 Seasons. Ever since the seasons have been introduced, there's been a significant drop on viewers in here, and also even more so actually after Apex came out, because I did have some regular visitors and our community members, and obviously the new ones coming in, and quite a number of them had migrated to Apex, because obviously it is a very popular battle royale shooter, and more than 50 million people are doing it worldwide at the moment. It's one of the most popular battle royales, the most successful games in gaming history. So obviously, as it is brand new, everybody's there, and the season 1 just kicked off, I think last week, it was the week before last, and everybody is just very, very excited about, you know, all that is to come, which is understandable. So for us here, just remember, join my blog and become one of the active members. It is all about contributing, communicating, sharing views, and building not just my community, but connecting with other people in there, making bonds, and then, you know, building your own community. And through various community members out there, you'll be able to establish new fire teams, find new friends in order to do raids, and migrate to other games as well. You know, the vast majority of our Destiny veterans here are also passionate gamers who are or have been engaged in many other open world games, and you know, they include Elder Scrolls, they include Fallout, Mass Effect. Well, I could just go through the very lengthy list of many of those games. In fact, we talked the other day about Dishonored, and we talked about Bloodborne, and then Metro. We talked about Dead Space. In fact, Dead Space trilogy. I know that Dead Space is one of the favorites of Captain Jack. We talked about Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, one of the favorites, the multiplayer of Matthias. And you know, the list goes on and on. So the idea is basically to create new bonds, make new friendships, because what we do here, the broadcasting of our games, is basically all about connectivity and communication. You know, the very basics of any form of online enterprise when it comes to gaming, right? And I also, if you read my introduction to Gaming Dialogue blog, you will see that I consider the most advanced, the recent Twitch broadcasting, as a new form of human endeavor, because I see broadcasting on Twitch as a new medium which will be completely changing the nature of television and the way people perceive media overall. That includes radio, newspapers, and television. You will see from the viewpoint of younger generation, people aged 35 and below, that their interest will completely swing towards personalized television making, and they will be more bound to personalized views, because presently in the medias they find everything to be completely false and manufactured, be it the news or anything else, such as reality TV and many other programs. The old style high quality documentaries are receding in the numbers. Even, you know, the world-class production company for the documentaries, the BBC, have been tight on the budget, therefore they did not have enough resources to produce them, although obviously they produce quite a few still, but it's nothing compared to the past. So the interests of the audiences are going to be swinging towards personalized television, and I'm feeling so proud and privileged that I'm here right at the beginning. All of this had started about 18 months ago, and it's taking off in a very, very big way. So really good. And unfortunately, at the moment, due to the channel being new and the broadcasting commitments, I don't have that much time to be viewing other people's channels. But I have quite a large selection of online entrepreneurs, and frequently, when I have some spare moment, I have a look at the current work, and it is very, very impressive. So, thumbs up for everyone broadcasting on Twitch. And just to remind our community members, you can support all of us by the use of bits and cheers. You can also purchase games to our channel, you can donate, you can do all sorts, and by using bits and cheers you are supporting the entire online entrepreneur community on Twitch, we split it 50-50. 50% goes to myself, and the other 50 goes to Twitch and the other online entrepreneurs. So a very, very good system, very easy to use, and indeed every single shillings and pence will help. So let's have a look at the last champion. He is in the Cosmodrome. I need to find him. There are those two other areas, and we'll get there, and we'll get him. So the task will be completed. I've done 3 champions on my Titan and on my Hunter. So although Warlock was my first character, the gameplay there was probably the most difficult, because as I was playing Warlock I was also learning how to play Destiny. I don't really have to do that today. I'm in possession of a considerable knowledge thanks to my community members, and I simply cannot thank them enough. I remember a few months ago...
The Fallen have strengthened their positions around the old launch sites. We need to be cautious.
A few months ago, our community member from the US, Sniper King, told me that in fact he was learning how to play Destiny for about 18 months, playing it every day, bit by bit. And at the beginning, the community was not as vibrant or as big, and indeed it wasn't as connected, because people were not doing that many Twitch streams. So, you know, it was all done directly through Bungie community forums, and it was hard because there were no guides, and you had to learn as they went along, in addition to the fact that the game changed with those DLCs. After taking King, Destiny became something else, and so you learned one thing, had to readjust, but it was a very, very good learning curve, and you don't have the privilege of getting that support from my community members instantly. All of them came to the channel, and they presented me with experience and skills, so it was much easier. Not much easier beyond comparison. It's a lot easier for myself than to what it was for them at the beginning. Which is what happens if you are playing the AAA blockbusters a bit later than right at the beginning. I guess the same thing is experienced for everyone doing Anthem at this moment. But on the other hand, if we are going to be joining Anthem in 6 months, we'll just hear from everyone, my goodness, the beginning was terrible because of all those technical problems and glitches and everything that's been going on. And I actually would agree. I mean, I've played a few betas in my time. I do not remember doing any game which was as badly glitched and with as many technical problems as Anthem. And what is disappointing is that the problems are still persisting. You know what I mean? And they're not resolved. There's been all these updates, but I'm just waiting for all of those to be resolved. Yeah, what is it? Somebody is wanting me on the fire team by the looks of it, but what I need to do is I need to look at my task. So I have Rocket Yard, the Divide, and Skywatch. Okay. Alright. Oh, that was a stupid thing to do. That was very silly. Completely forgot about the drop. I think it will be in this section. We're gonna, as we walk through that building, I think this chap liked my my sword. I just love it when you get all of those shadows following you. So good. Okay, all complete. Carry on.